Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is such an honor to be with you here on this fine Monday morning. Here with me in studio, I have the wonderful, the indomitable, I'd say a good friend of mine, Chris Tsakonas.
I don't know about indomitable. I'm 5'7", 170 pounds soaking wet. I don't scare anybody.
Well, indomitable means, oh my gosh, what does it mean? Untamable. So
I could very easily be tamed.
well, then you should have told me before the show started. You know,
Well, now you're misinforming our listeners. So, yeah.
Oh well, Yeah. Listen, this isn't a news show. This is a talk show where we talk about whatever we want.
I just came from a shift at my news show Internship. So
Where do you intern? Perfect. This is a perfect intro.
I was talking about this on Are You Awake? I'm an intern at This Morning, America's First News. The host, Gordon Deal, was a WRSU guy back in the 80s, and he hosts a syndicated news show. It's syndicated. It's I think 270 stations around the country or so.
Nice.
So that's where I've been going 3 days a week, all semester long, and that's really what I've been up to. So
brag about it. There you go.
Well, I'm not trying to brag. It's just
no.
trying to get my foot in the door somewhere.
That's a good.
Someone's got to pay me to do this when I graduate.
That is, or they won't. And then you'll just be.
Well, then I'll just starve.
That you will just starve.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing. Well, thank you for telling us what are you up to.
So I had to wake up at 3 in the morning.
Now, do you have to do that for every day for your internship? Waking up that early?
Almost every day. A couple times I was shadowing the producer or the co-host, and then he's like, all right, just come in at 6. And I'm like, all right, fine. But yeah, normally how it works is I have to get up at 3. I'm out the door around 3:30 because I need time to get ready. I'm supposed to be in the office at 4 in the morning. And then
Where's the office?
it's in the Dow Jones building in Monmouth Junction. It's 20 minutes south on Route 1. Yeah.
It's not bad, though.
No, not bad at all.
Yeah.
So basically that's where I go.
How do you wake up at 3 a.m.
With an
every day?
alarm.
That was a good answer. No, what time do you go to bed usually for this?
The correct answer should be 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
But the problem is I'm producing the crew or on the crew Monday through Thursday. And usually I go Wednesday through Friday to my internship.
Yeah.
So going to bed at a reasonable hour isn't really an option. So what I normally do is I'll get 3-4 hours of sleep at night, then try to catch up when I get back from work. Right now I would normally be asleep.
Well, thank you.
Not on a Monday because this is going to get to the next thing. I had to switch my Wednesday shift to today because tomorrow I have to get up bright and early for a 6 a.m. flight to Mobile, Alabama.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to Alabama by myself to give updates at a Rutgers women's basketball game. While your department, the news department, is busy giving everyone world-class coverage of local New Jersey elections.
That is right. So make sure you stay tuned for a lot of exciting things coming up this week.
It's going to be that whole night, 8 to I think the game's going to end a little after 10 or so, but yeah, that's going to be what I'm up to this week. It's a pretty busy week, so I'm excited about that. But what about you?
Me?
What's going on in the world of Tommy Waters?
Let's see. This was a kind of a rough morning for me.
Okay.
As you can see by my attire.
You went all in on Rutgers.
It's not really the Rutgers itself. It's that I'm wearing sweatpants. I didn't do my hair.
Your hair looks better than mine.
You look fine. What are you talking about?
It looks better than mine.
We're all in the same
You don't
boat
even
here.
have to try, Tommy.
Oh my! I know, but it's also No Shave November, so I cut off my beard. My face is freezing, and yeah, I look like I'm back in high school. I don't like this look. No,
I think it suits you pretty well.
I've been told I can pull it off. People say it looks fine. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't like it. I don't. I like something on my face now. The goal, the plan now is to try to grow out the full beard because the reason I have the chin strap thing is I've never been able to get. It's a bit patchy.
Is it a case of okay?
Yeah.
I was going to ask, is it a case of you not being patient enough to want to wait it out? Because the first week or so can be rough.
The first couple weeks are going to be rough, but I figured I'm not going to shave for this month anyway, so it doesn't. So it doesn't really matter.
So you figure you're in it for the long haul, regardless. It doesn't really matter to you.
Yeah, I'm going to try the long haul this time. I might look if I look a bit like a ratty these next few weeks, just bear with me on that. So
I will bear with you.
Yeah. So I got an exam on Wednesday. I got a big exam next Tuesday.
All right, walk me through those. Let's talk about that. What's going on with those?
Exam on Wednesday is my leadership and organizations exam. I cannot tell you what that class is because we don't do anything in it. The last exam we still haven't gotten back. None of us feel as though we did well on it. So this one I'm going to try to do a little better because This seems like an easier class to get the A in. I got a big paper due Thursday, but that's so easy because we're given a list of different topics just to choose from for what we could do. I could write about a TED Talk I watch, so I'm going to do that.
Oh, that sounds super easy.
Super easy. And then Tuesday, though, that's the big day. That's my pre-calc midterm.
Ooh, don't even get me started.
I will. I'll give me a second. This one only covers 2 chapters, though, and they're relatively easy chapters. It's just a lot of material.
What specifically are you covering? I'm not sure if it's the same as it was for me last semester.
We are covering logs and exponential functions.
Oh, those aren't too hard.
And the unit circle. So the
unit circle can be a little tricky.
The unit circle I just need to remember. So I'm going to start studying today when I get back. When I get back after this, I'm going to take a nap.
Oh, yeah. You and me both.
But I've been getting lazy with this one class. So I have to go to it now. So it's communication of technology. That's the paper due on Thursday.
You see, my class schedule is kind of weird because I'm getting 3 credits from the internship.
Yeah.
So I'm getting 3 credits for the 15 hours I spend at my internship every week. And you have to write like 1 2-page paper and a couple busy work assignments. But it's
every week?
Super easy. Not every week, like a couple times a semester. It's not. For 3 credits outside of the internship, it's almost no work, which is, in my opinion, a pretty good deal.
That seems pretty. Because I was talking to them about this, and they were saying, "Oh yeah, you have to write like a paper every week or something." And I'm like, "What? I'm already doing like the hours for the internship. Why do I need to write for this?" So that doesn't make sense to me. Why we have to take a class to get credit for an internship?
Yeah,
that just seems a bit ridiculous.
The nice thing is I don't have to like go in physically. Like it's all online.
Well, this is through. This is
through SAS.
Yeah. So
I am not permitted to get credits from Sky until next year.
Yeah, I get mine through Sky.
Oh,
and
you're lucky.
I think it's a little different.
Do you have an internship right now?
No, I do not. But I'm hoping, maybe next semester. If not, then definitely the summer. So
all right.
Yeah, I need something. I have things lined up. Just none of them are really appealing to me.
What do you have lined up?
A lot of them are just different stations, both locally and a bit more non-local. A lot of them don't pay and don't give a lot of hours. And the big thing is I know it's kind of unreasonable to say, I don't even think it's unreasonable. Because perfect segue, next segment, Raging Waters, all right? You've heard about this. This is a very famous segment here.
Well, before I got a 37 on my first calculus midterm and had to drop that class, this is usually where I'd have to stop listening because I would be going into the lecture hall. So walk me through Raging Waters for a minute.
Raging Waters, all right. This is a little rant of mine that I just go on about for a little bit.
Feel free to turn off my mic so you have
please no
free reign of the airwaves.
You're my guest. This is what are we doing together? You know?
All right, so we want to rage about today, Waters.
Today, internships, right? A lot of them saying, well, it's for experience.
Yep.
Okay, in a real world, no one's ever going to work for you for just experience. You're going to have to pay them, right? So why should you get free labor out of college students who definitely need the money for saying, "Oh, it's for experience for the field"? That doesn't seem right to me. What do you think?
It's kind of an interesting situation because my internship is technically unpaid. So, but here how it works is it's a very small newsroom. Like I'll give you the whole team. It's Gordon, his co-host Jen, his producer, and his board op. That's it. I'm the 5th and final guy in the production room the days I'm in, and the days I'm not in, it's just 4 people for the whole show.
Yeah,
and it's a 2-hour show. So like it's a ton of work. And
do you get any benefits though with it?
Well, I'm getting to that. Here's the main benefit with it is if you do a good job, you show like you're competent and you can like handle the production side of things and run the board if the board op isn't there. You basically, what he does is after the end of the internship, he'll say, all right, we'll keep you on as a fill-in board op, and you go in a couple times a month whenever there's an opening, whenever you're available, and you make some money. And that's nice to have on your resume because then when you go to apply for an actual job, when you graduate, you say, hey, I have experience at this show that's syndicated on all these stations. So it's unpaid now. I'm not getting paid for the 12 weeks I'm doing this internship. But like in the long run, I feel like the pros outweigh the cons.
Yeah.
The only con being that like I'm a broke college student.
Yeah, it's true. But do they cover your traveling expenses?
My internship?
Yeah.
It's like a 20-minute drive, so no. Yeah.
See, a lot of my internships, they're like up to 30, 40 minutes away, especially here. So, and a lot of them say they won't cover traveling expenses.
Mine is close enough that it's not really an issue.
It's just a lot of them, like, it's a shame. So, it's a shame. Regardless, though, I'm still on the lookout. If I have to settle, I don't mind. You know, when I'm back in, preferably I'll get one over the summer. I'm definitely going to have to get one over the summer.
I'm on the fence about getting one in the spring. I'm thinking I might want to just wait till the summer, maybe email a couple stations, see if they have anything open. I kind of feel more comfortable, like, reaching out to people and saying, hey, this is what I can do. Like, do you have anything open? I kind of like that better than, like, waiting for an application to open up.
Yeah.
Because then you've got a swarm of, like, 50 people, like, trying to get a job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what I've been doing. I have a guy who was, like, a big deal back in the industry. He's the one who's been helping me a lot.
Okay.
And he's been hooking me up with all these people, just give me, like, their phone numbers and emails. And, like, he's giving me their personal phone number. He's like, yeah, just text them, tell who you are. And I'm like, that's a little weird, but okay.
I would do it over email. That's just the way I am.
Well, he doesn't give me their email.
Okay, he knows them like that well.
Yeah, he knows them that well. So he's like, hey, just tell him I gave you the number, and it's fine. And I'm like, okay. So it's a little awkward just to text someone random, hey, this guy gave me your number. I want an internship. And they're usually like, oh, this is really funny. He's never done this before. So
okay.
No.
As long as they're not like,
I'm
you have the nerve to ask me for an internship. You know what I mean? Like, that's what, like, would kind of give me a little bit of anxiety about that is I kind of feel like I'm, like, nagging them.
Yeah.
It's like I'm annoying. Like, oh, you want to give me an internship? Give me a foot in the door. And they'll just be like, who is this kid? Why should I waste my time with
the big thing is what at least this guy's been telling me is that you need to be naggy. And if a sorry, I'm losing my words. If a professional doesn't understand that you're trying to succeed and therefore you're being annoying, which is fine, you know, that's reasonable, then that's unfair for them. That doesn't make sense for them. Do you know what I'm saying?
I get exactly what you're saying.
I'm tripping up on my words here.
Yep. No, I get what you're saying.
To succeed in this world, you need to be a nag. That's what I've been told, so. Not a narc, though. No narcs here. No, that's what I've learned.
I'm very anti-narc myself. So.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Some people thought I was a narc.
For what?
Because I look like a middle-aged man and I infiltrated a college radio station. Or so I've been told.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but Chris Tsakonas here is our resident senior citizen. What do you think? How's it? How's the Alzheimer's?
All right. Now you're pushing too far. I said I'll settle for middle-aged. When you say senior, no.
You start getting a little.
That's when it's like, all right, pump the brakes, Waters.
No. What else do you do? What else is up with you, though?
I had a doubleheader to call for soccer yesterday. That was pretty fun. So the first game was the Big Ten quarterfinal for the Rutgers women's soccer team. They won that game 1-0 against Indiana.
Ooh.
On an own goal.
What does that mean?
It means that one of the Indiana defenders kicked it into her own goal, and that was the only goal of the game, and that's the only reason why they lost.
How? How did they manage that?
All right, I'm going to...
Give me a play-by-play.
I'm going to paint the picture for you.
Got it.
Rutgers player comes down the left-hand side. I want to say it was Amir Ali.
Yeah.
Can't remember off the top of my head. Anyway, she sends across the 18-yard box. It goes to the far post looking for another Rutgers player, and one of the defenders reaches her leg out to try and clear it. Like, reaches her right leg out, and instead of it being cleared, it goes off of her foot and right into the net. So I'm sure she's real popular on the plane back to Bloomington right now.
Yeah.
So.
That's
funny. The second one was wild. I was with Brad for both games, so as you can imagine, very exhausting.
Very.
There's only so much Brad Laprenzi one can take.
There is only so much Brad you can take. Continue, though.
Anyway, so... we split it. I called play-by-play for the women's soccer game. He did it for the men's game. Men were playing Penn State on senior day. They got a go-ahead goal in the 84th minute, so they had 6 minutes left.
Yeah.
They went up 1-0. 58 seconds later, Penn State ties it up.
Oof.
And then 2 minutes in overtime, Penn State gets a sudden death go-ahead goal. They win the game 2-1. So it was really rough. They now have to go to Indiana to play Ohio State in the opening round of the Big Ten tournament. It's going to be pretty tough for that team to really gain too much traction. I think they could beat Ohio State, but I don't think they can go any further than that. The thing is, half of their starting lineup are freshmen. So it's a case of them like still having to develop and mature a bit.
Yeah.
But
well, they must be good though if they're starting a lineup.
Oh no, they've got some very promising players. A couple of these guys were playing in MLS academies. A couple of these guys were playing in overseas academies before they came to Rutgers. So,
well, for all your sports needs, make sure you stay tuned. Like,
I feel like
station.
sports is infiltrating on What Are You Doing, and I'm not sure.
Well, I'm thinking about having because I have to rework my schedule for the rest of the year. I've had a lot of people move around. I've had a lot of people cancel.
I originally wasn't available. Like originally wasn't supposed to have an open spot here. I was supposed to be next week, but then I remembered
I had to fill in a few things. So I'm probably going to ask a couple crew members come on.
Oh boy,
we'll have a specialty. Waters meets the crew.
You think of anyone in particular?
I'm thinking of having you, Brett. Not Brett. What am I saying?
Never.
No,
he's banned.
Well, this is an honor to be invited on What Are You Doing?
It is.
I don't just invite.
You don't just give it to anybody. Yeah. Definitely not Justin.
I was going to say, eventually I would like to have Justin on.
No, you don't want Justin on. He came in here looking for stains. He couldn't find any, so.
I definitely want to have, it's probably you, Corey, and Baxter, specialty show.
Okay.
So I'm also thinking about doing my show over I'm probably definitely going to end up doing it over the winter semester.
Oh,
over
really?
Winter break.
So you're going to drive up from Point Pleasant to do the show?
Yeah, because my place, I live in an apartment on campus. We can stay there.
Okay.
We're allowed to stay there over winter
So you'd
break.
be like coming and going?
Yeah. I will be primarily living at home just because I'm going to be working then.
Well, right.
But I could come up like Sunday afternoon or Sunday in the morning, stay the night, come here, easy. And most of the time they don't check parking passes over breaks.
I'm pretty sure it's only during the week during the semester because I've parked in that lot in the summer for like August meetings and stuff for the sports department. I've never had any problems. So you should be okay.
And if I'm only here for like an hour on Monday mornings,
you're definitely not going to get.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
So
I wish I lived close enough to like do a show over break.
I live 45 minutes away though.
Because it's weird because we go to our place in Florida over winter break.
Yeah.
Because we're like reverse snowbirds. My family's weird like that. Mainly over the summer, but also a couple weeks in the winter.
A reverse snowbird would imply you go down to summer.
Yes.
You go down to Florida.
Most of the time we're there in the summer.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Continue.
Yeah. So it's weird because I'm basically, when we go on winter break, I'm basically off from WRSU for almost a month, which is very hard for me because I like being on the radio. I like calling games. I like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of difficult for me to sort of have to give myself a break from the air.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to have a call in December at some point, and then I won't get another one until the end of January, maybe beginning of February. So
wow,
that's going to be
exciting though.
Yeah,
it's nice to take a step back and
it is. I mean, I love going down there. Don't get me wrong, but
the only reason I plan to do my show over the semester is I have a couple really big guests coming on. So I got this show with a bunch of Rutgers alums coming on. I'm bringing this one guy I've been telling you about. Glenn Jones is his name. He was the vice president of, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting it now. I think it was like the East Coast Radio Association or something.
I don't think you told me about him.
He's the guy. He's my contact. Who's been helping me out with all this stuff. So
that's a great guest to have.
Haven't dropped his name, and this one's really weird, but it's really exciting. I also have the Postmaster General of the United States.
That you told me about it, and I'm like, what? How? How did you? How?
My father actually knows her very well. Like they're friends, and she is retiring in January. So, and of course, my dad brags about me in this show and everything. So he tells her about this, and she says, "Oh, I'd love to come on eventually." So I'm like, "That's a great opportunity." Now, the best thing for that would be to have her in studio because she has Secret Service that actually guards her.
Oh man,
this is Miss Post Office right here. She runs the post office. So that's exciting.
That is I would love to. You got to text me if and when you do get her on. I want to make sure I block out that hour of my schedule.
What I'm going to try to do is hopefully during this semester or during that time, I don't see a lot of people doing their shows after mine. So hopefully I could have like a longer show during that time.
Just sort of eat into the automation playlist a bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And but I'd also love to take call-ins during that time. Figure out how to work that.
Yeah. Which the phones are super easy to use.
Easy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I know plenty of you guys who can teach me that stuff. So because eventually the goal is at the end of this semester, I have a call-in show, and then people call in, or not.
I gotta think about
a special. Pardon.
I gotta think about who I would call in as. Like, what name would I use?
That's a good question. I
can't just call in as Chris from Fairfield because that's lame. Who would?
You could do CT. You know, this is a CT.
Oh, I got one. I think I'm going to use. So we went to, I believe it was RU Grill. We were hanging out at. I want to say I was hanging out with Troy and a couple other guys from the department. Yeah. We were on College Ave. I think it was after a football production, and we basically went out to RU Grill, and I'm looking at the menu of fat sandwiches they have, and one of them is called the Fat Dad.
The Fat Dad.
So I'm like, naturally that sticks out in my head. I'm like, ooh, Fat Dad. I
wonder
what that's
RU
like.
Grill or Are You Hungry?
I'm pretty sure it was RU Grill. Definitely wasn't RU Hungry. Okay. It was on Easton.
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
Anyway,
sorry.
Regardless, so Fat Dad, I'm like, oh, I wonder what that is. And I look at it. It's a cheesesteak with gyro meat, and I'm like, oh my god, this sandwich was made for me. Fat Dad, gyro meat. I'm Greek.
You're very Greek.
Yeah, I'm like perfect. So I think Fat Dad might be my alias from now on.
Fat Dad.
From College Ave.
From College Ave.
Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. All right, you're pulling some up on the computer. What's this all about?
That's just the break song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I forgot my another big problem I've been having is my water bottle. It's starting to get a bit rank. I can't really clean it out as good as I used to, and the water, I wouldn't say tastes bad, but you could tell it's not right.
Right.
So I'm gonna retire it, but right now I don't have water. So
you're going through dehydration right now.
So this is just
you hydrate yourself through your intro song.
This is just you doing right now. There's no water.
Oh, okay.
With just Tommy Sands, we could call it, I guess, because my mouth is as dry as the desert.
How you doing?
How am I doing?
Just change the name to that.
Might as well at this point. There's nothing left. There's nothing left. So nothing left. Regardless, though, we're going to take a quick break so I can actually regain the saliva in my mouth. I'm going to play an interesting song for you. No,
is this like specifically targeted to me?
It's not targeted towards you, but I just want to gauge. It's a bit more it's a classical tune.
All right.
So I got to let me just.
Is it from a musical?
It is not from a musical.
Good. I hate musicals.
So it is. You'll just listen and see. You'll hear.
Okay.
Make sure you stay tuned right here. We got more What Are You Doing coming up next here on 88.7 WRSU FM. And welcome back. I hope you were able to get that little song. Did you even hear it? We were kind of off doing our own thing during that. So
I was running you through the various hotkeys that we have on the crew master board, and
so you didn't hear that?
I heard some. No, I heard it. It was pretty interesting. It's
Thunderstruck, AC/DC. Played on cellos.
That was Thunderstruck?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize.
When I
thought that was like something they had written themselves.
Nah, this was.
Oh.
When I heard this for the first time, it blew my mind.
Let me tell you, it slaps.
It does slap. So I put that on mine.
I mean, it doesn't slap as much as your intro, but
that is very true. Well, that's not original music. So if I ever end up because what I'm thinking I'm going to end up doing is I save all my shows, obviously.
Of course.
I might end up putting them on YouTube because a lot of people saying, hey, can we have them? I want to listen to them again. I'm like,
this is the most podcastable show.
Yeah. And I plan to do my own, a podcast too, because I just heard about this on the show beforehand. I got to apply for a podcast now. So
you gotta?
I gotta do it. So I don't know if I'll do it though. Because I get it enough with this. This seems good enough. The only reason I do a podcast would be I could talk about whatever I want on this one. I don't know.
You don't have the
I talk longer.
You don't have the FCC lording over you.
There's a bit more playroom, we should say. I can use more. I think we could use more choice language because I'm pretty sure for the podcasts they aren't regulated by the FCC.
They're not.
So yeah, we can do whatever we can do.
Within WRSU regulations,
of course,
but
yeah.
No one even follows those.
Yeah. So
kidding, of course.
So who cares? Who
I mean,
cares?
if Pav's listening, I don't want to get in trouble.
That's too late.
Justin's definitely not listening.
Yeah.
No, he is.
That's touching. That's really touching. He's listening to my show. It really means a lot. Thank you, Justin. Thank you. So,
he's giving us a look now. Is he coming in?
Hope so. But next thing, what I gotta ask you though is what are you up to for the future?
How far in the future you want to go?
Just tomorrow, next week, and
tomorrow.
Year from now?
Oh, did I tell you about my trip to Mobile, Alabama? I did tell you that.
You were saying, bro.
Yeah.
So it's just
I
you,
got to
though.
get up. First flight is at 6. Yeah, it's just me, all alone.
Where are you flying out of?
I'm flying out of Newark.
Okay.
I'm connecting in Charlotte both ways. So my flight from Newark to Charlotte leaves at 6 a.m. tomorrow. So I'd have to get up as if I was getting up for my internship.
So perfect. That's a bit. Is that longer? How far is Newark from here?
It's like a half hour.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. And there's going to be no one on the road. There won't be a line at security because it'll be 4 a.m. when I get there.
That's true. That is really nice. Whenever my family.
The only thing that's annoying is you have to wait for the coffee places to open.
That is true.
That's something you got to deal with.
I'm not a coffee drinker. I don't know why. I don't like the taste of it. So.
Well, you're wrong.
What that. Be that as it may. So I have a feeling it'd be more.
I'm getting into black coffee now.
Really?
Because here's the thing, like when you put like a ton of sweetener and sugar and milk and all that garbage, like it takes away like the punch of like waking you up. And I need coffee to wake me up, especially considering I'm getting a dangerously low amount of sleep. So like I need something to really pack that punch. And black coffee, it also like really fills you up too.
Yeah.
So you don't like stuff your face at breakfast.
Yeah.
I didn't like the taste of it when I started. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I didn't like how it tasted, but
You get used to it.
oh, after like a week, I'm like, I'm never going back.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, you should.
But I'm a juice guy in the morning. You know,
Really?
orange juice.
Okay, we're talking orange now.
Or what my preferred
Mainstream.
juice. My preferred juice, apple juice. Love that.
I love you thinking outside the box because I viewed apple juice. Growing up, I was a big juice box guy, and I would always view apple juice as the complement to lunch, not breakfast. But
Growing up, I was a big juice box guy.
huge juice box guy.
probably
You would never see me without my juice box.
What I'm gonna try to do with every show is find a quote from it, and like that's like the slug of like the theme of the whole show. And I think that's gonna be the quote of this show.
I'm glad I could give
up-
you a good soundbite to use.
Growing up, I was a real juice. That was so serious too.
I was.
No, I
I'm not. There's nothing funny about it.
Now, were you juice box or juice pouch?
Juice pouch?
Yeah, you know.
Well, who do you think I am, Tommy? Juice pouch.
I'm just asking.
I'm a juice box guy.
Because I'm a Capri Sun type of guy. You know,
Okay. Well, what happens when you poke the straw through the other end and then it's just spilling? Then what do you do, Tommy?
When you're young, that's why you're young, and you learn not to do that, and then you just get on.
I'm a
with your
naturally
life.
clumsy person, Tommy.
Well, then whose fault is that now? It's yours. I'll answer it for you. There you go. It's yours. Simple enough.
There's a really good soundbite we could have used there, but we didn't.
What was the soundbite?
Corey saying, "Whose fault is that?"
It's over there. It's too far.
No,
it's too far.
And
now.
the hotkeys are off. You have to press a button.
The moment's gone.
Yeah,
the moment's gone.
Yeah.
So, what else you up to though? What else you got coming up?
So I'm gonna. Actually, there's a lot going on with Mobile. So as I said, I'll be going there during the game. I'll be providing live updates.
Now you said there's 2 games there? Or
No, just one.
Just the one?
Just one.
You just there for the day or 2 days?
Staying overnight. I'm flying back Wednesday.
Morning?
Later in the morning.
What's
I
that?
won't have to I think 9 is when my flight leaves.
Now, do you get off? Like you get like a little Rutgers thing saying?
I just don't go to class.
Oh, okay.
But it actually works out well because Tuesdays, one of my classes is PAVs.
Yeah.
It's PAV's not going to punish me for
those of you who don't
going
know,
on a WRSU trip.
Pav is Michael Pavlichko, the main man, the head honcho around these parts. So just making sure that our listeners, they understand.
He's the one that keeps this well-oiled machine of WRSU going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Continue.
The other one was actually canceled on Tuesday, which I didn't even know about till Friday. I'm like, oh, great. I'm not going to miss any material. It's media, ethics, and law.
That's easy enough. So I have one class on Tuesdays, and that's the pre-calc. So,
oh boy, you don't want to miss that.
It's at 3:20. So here's my thought process. Here's my thought process of my schedule last semester.
Okay.
Was I load up my Mondays and Wednesdays because this is a longer day for me, but I make it easier for myself.
Right.
But it's not that bad. Tuesdays easy. I don't have to wake up till like 2 or 3 even because the class is right on my campus. I can just walk there. Wednesday is a very long day, and I only made it longer. Originally, it was like a 12-hour day for me. But then they asked me to do the morning show and newscast both at the start and beginning of my day, which added another like 6 hours to my day. So that's
So you're doing a newscast beginning and end of the day?
No. I co-host the morning show with
Oh, okay, that's your role.
Bennett.
Okay.
And I do that. Then I gotta go to class. Then I have back-to-back classes from 9:50 till 4 o'clock. So that's really fun. Then I go to lunch with some friends then. Then I have a 3-hour class from 6 to 9. And then I come back here at 9 for the news meeting and newscast. Newscast at 10. Then I got to wait for my friend who gets out of work at Brower at like 10:30. I'm not back to my dorm at 11. But by that time, I go back. I get takeout on my campus because it's Nugget Night. You can't miss Nugget Night. And
I don't think Cook Douglas has a Nugget Night.
That's right. You live on Cook Douglas of all places. So.
Is that a good segue to talking about Cook Douglas?
I lived on Cook Douglas my freshman year.
Whereabouts?
Voorhees Hall.
Oh, that's right. You told me this.
Yeah, you lived in Perry.
I was in Perry, yep.
Yeah, I liked it.
I liked it too.
My problem was it is just so far out of the way of everything.
Even the bus stop is like a 7-minute walk.
Yeah, which is so. I mean, you live in the Newells though.
Yeah, I'm like not even that far from where my freshman dorm was.
Yeah, so
actually it's a longer walk now to the bus stop because from my apartment, I'm at there's like 4 rows of Newells. Yeah. I don't know if you're familiar with. Okay, yeah. I'm in the last row. I'm like right by the trees. Like the parking lot there is like a sad little parking lot. It's like crumbling.
Yeah.
Most of the spots are empty. Like, that's where I live. That's my home.
I liked Cook Doug, though. It was quiet.
No, I still do.
It smelled, though. Especially since you're right next to the farm. You get that a lot?
Not really.
Yeah, we got that a lot.
Oh, they might have taken care of it after you left.
I don't know how you fixed it. I mean,
you like how they always make everything better somewhere after you leave?
Yeah.
Like, my high school newspaper, when I was there, I was, like, the first one to say, hey, we should be doing some online stuff, do some video stuff, do some podcast stuff. Then 2 years after I graduate, I follow them on Instagram. I see they have a studio in the teacher's break room with an on-air light. They've got like 4 podcasts going. I'm like, where was this when I was in high school? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It was like we had our own podcast, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, why can't I have anything nice?
I understand. My high school made like big changes after we left, but it was just more. But they did do one huge thing that I'm glad I wasn't there.
What was that?
They changed it to block scheduling. Are you familiar with block scheduling?
I had block scheduling all through high school.
We didn't.
Okay.
Our days were the exact same day. Like in the morning, you go to this class, and every day would be that for the whole.
The way the founders intended.
The way God intended, I will say so.
Okay. We're gonna go that far.
Well, I'm gonna go that far.
All right, then go that far.
Whatever you believe in, whatever they said, that's what they said. So, we don't want. We're a very inclusive show here. Whatever you believe, that's fine.
I wasn't insinuating that. I just thought like the buck stopped with the founding fathers. You know what I mean?
The Bucks keep going.
Okay.
The buck just jumped in front of a car.
It goes founding fathers, whatever God you believe in. Justin Santu.
I was going to say Tommy Waters, but, hey, Justin is in charge around here. So,
yeah.
Again, I got to have him on the show. That'd be fun. I want to have him and Mike on a show together.
Oh, that'd be funny.
That would be funny, right?
And what you do is you bring up contentious issues within the station and have them sort of duke it out on the air. I'm telling you, the ratings would be unbelievable for that.
I want to... oh, man. I forget his name. He's on the radio council. Oh, my gosh. What's his name? Whatever. We were talking about him the other day.
Describe him to me.
Me, and Joey were talking about him the other night. So, oh my gosh.
It's not Troy.
No, it's not Troy. He's an alum here.
Oh, are you talking about John Cooper?
No. Whatever.
We'll talk about it off
We'll talk about it off there. I can't remember it. Regardless, though, yeah. What else? Oh my gosh, I had something else to ask you. It's just blanking on me now. Whatever. I'll think of it. Anything else exciting coming up? Anything you want to promote? Anything, besides your Mobile, Alabama trip?
Besides being alone in Alabama for 2 days.
Here's a question for you.
Yes.
What are you going to do afterwards?
Thank you for asking that because I don't know the answer to that myself. I've been sort of, ever since I was assigned on this trip, initially I really didn't want to go.
Why are you going by yourself? You can't take
because it's during election night, so we're not going to be doing play-by-play. I'm going to be doing play-by-play maybe for the last minute.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen is I'm going to take the sideline equipment and a headset and a Ethernet, and I'm going to go to South Alabama. I'm going to set up at the game as if I were calling the game, and I'm going to provide updates at the end of each quarter on the score. The reason why we're even doing this trip is because if Rutgers wins, which they're expected to do so pretty easily, it'll be Coach C. Vivian Stringer's 500th win since coming to Rutgers, which is like a huge milestone for a coach. I don't know how many coaches have ever done that before. It's definitely not that many.
Definitely not Coach Ash. So
Too soon.
I don't think it was soon enough, I'll be honest with you. I think we should have made that.
Well, it's interesting you bring that up because it looks like we might be getting Greg Schiano back pretty soon.
Really?
Like there was a report yesterday from NJ.com where basically they said Schiano's expected to meet with Pat Hobbs later this week, and I don't know if they're going to iron anything out and come to any sort of agreement. But
speaking of Hobbs and just the sport, I'd love to get your opinion on this. Is this whole softball controversy, scandal, whatever you're going to call it?
Oh man, I mean, when you have like 7 players telling reporters that conditions are like abusive, like you can't ignore that. I mean, I have very low expectations for humanity, but when I went on social media and I read some of the things that were said about these players by Rutgers fans in the aftermath, it was like,
what do you mean? Whoa. Hold on. Let me preface with this. For those of you who don't know, there is a massive scandal. They're calling it a scandal, correct?
I believe that would be the appropriate way to...
Massive scandal going on here at Rutgers where the women's softball team has reported being abused by the coach and his wife, or wife and his... The wife, they're both coaches.
The wife was a head coach, and the husband was like an assistant.
Yeah.
So they were like a husband-wife team.
Yeah. They reported like both physical and emotional abuse to the point where I believe 4 players left the team.
Yeah, and like I want to say it was 7. I'm remembering off the top of my head, so I could be wrong, but I believe it was 7 players.
I believe more
talked to the media.
I believe more have come out since.
And a few more are like thinking of transferring now.
Yeah, it's that bad.
And
the worst part was it wasn't just the coaches, it was allegedly the higher administration at the sports department, which was Hobbs and who else was it? The woman's name?
I don't know who you're talking. Oh, the coach?
No. There was another sports person in administration.
I don't know who you're talking about.
There was another person. It's blanking on me.
All right.
But they knew about it.
Another person. We'll go with that.
They knew about it and chose to not act upon it. And this was just...
we haven't even gotten to the most explosive part.
What's the most explosive?
Because when the reporter who broke this story called Pat Hobbs, hey, we're writing this story. You want to give your thoughts on that? You'd expect him to say, like, no comment or we're investigating internally or whatever.
Yeah.
Instead,
let me just remind you, we're live on air, okay?
I know.
We are live on air, but go ahead.
It said, you are blank scum.
Yeah, hard F.
Hard F.
Yep.
He went there.
Which is unbelievable. Because that's nuts that you would do something like that. Because not only does that make you look really guilty, but also it's just horrible.
Yeah, it's not the way you'd want to present yourself. Even if you're not an administrator, like if you're just some random guys,
you could have just played it off and said, this is ridiculous. You could have just played it off and be like, this is ridiculous. You know?
Deny the allegations. Make no comment. No comment. No one would have given any issue if you just said no comment. That's what you say. That's classic PR speak.
Yeah, classic. But the fact that you went out of your way to say you guys are scum is... What are you doing? So, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
So, I was reading the whole article from NJ.com. It's actually disgusting.
Oh, it's awful.
Just hearing what
I heard about it. I didn't see the article when it first came out. I heard about it from Pav when we were at the stadium for player interviews that week. Like they were talking about after the article had come out, and they were talking about it. And that night on the crew, we were talking about it for like an hour. We haven't really heard too much about it since. Last we heard was that President Barchi called for an outside investigation into what's going on with the program there. So for now, it's kind of a wait and see. But
I really hope this is a wake-up call for Rutgers itself, because this is their third time they've had. It was first the basketball.
Yep, Mike Rice.
That
was the highest profile one.
Can you refresh my memory? Because I know it was bad.
All right, so basically Mike Rice was the basketball coach here for, I believe it was 3 years, early 2010s.
Yeah.
Actually, he had a camp that Justin attended.
Yeah.
He was a big fan of Justin's jump shot, which I'm going to disagree with him on that, but okay.
That's besides the point.
Yeah, it's besides the point. But basically, a video was released to ESPN where He was like screaming at players, abusing the players, throwing basketballs at them. And that was just how he coached.
That's right, yeah.
Yep,
yeah.
he was throwing basketballs at him. All this really psychotic stuff. And comes out on ESPN. It's a huge national scandal. He had to resign. I think the athletic director had to resign. That, combined with Greg Schiano leaving, was sort of like the beginning of the downfall for Rutgers athletics, and in case of Schiano, for Rutgers football, because 4 years later, they're one of the worst teams in football, and they've been there ever since. So,
Yeah. Then we had the swimming fiasco.
yeah, I don't know too much about that.
That one
we
wasn't-
didn't really hear about that too much.
That one wasn't as bad from what I understood, but it was still like emotional and abuse.
like,
So.
just nasty stuff.
And this is up there but this softball thing that's up there now. Just from there's no there's no like video proof like there was with the Mike Rice thing. So
Yeah, and
it's hard to gauge like how bad it really is. You understand how bad it is, but there's a big difference between hearing something and seeing something.
Yep.
That's what I've always learned.
You're right.
100%
right.
Don't get me wrong. I understand how bad this is, but I can't grasp the situation until I
we
see
can't.
it. So
And we really don't know the full story of what's going on.
Barchi's leaving at the end of this year, so I don't.
Is it the calendar year or the school year?
Calendar year?
Oh, okay.
Well,
so have they?
No, sorry, school year. My bad.
Okay. Have they found a replacement for him?
No,
If they're not bringing Debadutta back, oh my God,
they're not.
we lost him. That honestly hurts me more than losing Schiano, is losing Debadutta. He left right before I came on campus my freshman year.
That's right. Yeah, you didn't experience the year of Dutta.
I did not. What was the year of Dutta like?
It was magical.
Walk me through it. What were the highlights? What stood out to you in the year of Dutta?
Well, he would just eat in dining halls, and he would just be there. I remember one day
You ever hit up Nielsen?
He did.
Oh,
he went there
man.
often.
Oh boy,
So
he
I-
was a Nielsen guy.
So we would go to Nielsen.
I'm a Nielsen guy.
Yeah, I believe that.
I can relate to that.
So we went to Nielsen, and I remember seeing him there, and I was like, "Oh, Dean Debadutta," nice. And I said that to him. I said Dean Debadutta to this guy's face, and he's like, "It's like just Deba is fine," and I'm like,
I'm never washing his hand again.
like really, it was. He was such a good bloke too, such a great person. He just sat and like talked with kids, talked with students, and he was a really down to earth kind of guy, So it's a shame that he left, but without the voice crack, geez, I don't know if you heard that.
I didn't hear that.
Oh, good. I'm going through second puberty, which is terrible.
You have one of the best radio voices in this station, so I don't want to.
That is very true. I don't want to sell yourself short though. No, my one roommate, he did a closing for me. I'll play it for you afterwards. His voice is nice.
Is he like doing any radio stuff?
No.
Well, he should be.
I told him that.
Drag him over here.
Don't
even ask him. Make him say you're coming to WRSU.
Well, he came for the robotics team. Oh, sorry, the rocketry team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're really gonna give me a hard time.
They
about
thought that
aren't
was
you?
real.
Okay, they weren't offended though.
No, they thought it was funny.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
It was really bad too because you had told me like it wasn't like you told me.
I told you 5 minutes before.
Yeah, literally. Like, how hard is it for me to remember that 5 minutes after you told me? Like,
oh well.
I was trying to do the right thing and plug your show and plug your guests.
No, that's fine.
Of course, I ruined everything.
As usual, though.
Yes, as usual.
But hey, you know what? That's fine. You're a mess, but hey, you still got invited on What Are You Doing?
Yeah, I guess I haven't totally failed.
Got to be doing something right.
Yeah.
Regardless, though, we're starting to wind down the hour here. I'd like to go into my next segment, though. I call it my meatball moment.
Oh, I haven't heard this one yet.
You haven't?
No.
This one's a bit more rare.
Okay.
Because I just like to gauge. Usually, it depends on how the show goes. But this one, it's going pretty well. So,
that's good.
Meatball.
I haven't choked.
No, you haven't choked.
Awesome.
My meatball moment is it's how do I want to describe it? It's something that you love. What is something you love? What is a meatball to yourself? Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's a spicy meatball. You ever hear that expression?
No, I haven't.
You've never heard someone say like that's a spicy meatball.
No, I definitely. If my father ever heard me say that, I would be disowned.
You are Greek though, and it's true.
I am very Greek.
Regardless, though, meatball moment. Something you love. Hit me.
Something I love. Does that have to be like a hobby?
Don't even think about it. Just hit me. Whatever. You're choking here.
You're putting me on the spot.
Exactly.
Here.
That's the point. That's the point of the meatball moment.
Like,
quickly. Give me something. What is something you
All right,
love?
stop putting pressure on me, Tommy.
That's the point. There's pressure here.
I really like. It's tough because I don't have anything outside of radio. Like that's my main
Bingo.
hobby.
Raybo.
Raybo. Bro, Bro, what you talking about?
I don't know what I'm doing anymore, so I might not even go back to bed now. I'm already awake. Yeah. That's the worst thing is you wake up tired, you do like something early in the morning, and then you're just not tired, and you're like, if you go back to sleep, you're just gonna feel worse. And that ever happened?
I've got my meatball. I've got it.
Oh, you've got a meatball.
Like something I really enjoy doing.
Hit me.
Going to the gym.
Really?
Yes.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You go to Nielsen.
Nielsen.
You go to Nielsen.
I work out at Nielsen. Yeah. No. It really depends on where I am. Well, this semester it's either I try to avoid college av gym like the plague because it's just awful.
I'm not a fan. I've been there
once.
It's
horrendous. And especially if you try to use like some of the weights or some of the machines there, like there's one of each. Yeah. In that main gym, then you go to the power gym, but like they have the heat up at like 85 degrees and like it's
The one time I went, I did not like it.
I usually go to either if I'm at my apartment, I'll go to the Cook Doug Rec Center, which is where I'm probably going to go later today. Or if I'm like in between classes here, I'll try to go to Easton Gym, although I know they closed for a little bit.
I have been very lazy this semester. I haven't been going as much as I want to. Over the summer, I went probably 2-3 times a week, and it felt amazing. What we'd do is we'd do cardio, a little bit of weights, then we'd swim. Me and my good buddy of ours.
Oh, okay.
And I felt amazing. And right now, like I could feel like I'm feeling a little unhealthy for the most part.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks I haven't been able to go that much, only like once or twice a week, just because my schedule's been kind of all over the place.
I heard this really funny quote. Do you listen to Bo Burnham or you watch him?
A little bit.
He said this funny thing is, I'm insecure about my body because I don't go to the gym, and I don't go to the gym because I'm insecure about my body. Catch 22.
Yep, that is the story of my childhood.
And it was weird because I'd never been to like an actual gym before. So over the summer when we were doing it, it was just kind of weird. Like, and it was a little bit off-putting. Like, I'm not someone who gets like unease very easily. I'm very comfortable doing basically anything. You know what I mean?
I mean, you're on a show with me right now, and you're not weirded out at all. So
I don't know. I think you're fine. In all honesty, you're not the worst person here. So take that as you will.
I'll take that. I have very low expectations for myself, and I met them.
Just take the compliment, Chris. Just take the compliment.
That's what I'm trying to do.
But it was weird. It was weird because you have all these people like just like doing these massive weights and everything, and me and my buddy we're just on the ellipticals, just like talking, listening to music, and I'm like a little off-putting.
What kind of music do you listen to?
It depends. I listen to classical rock most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah. But sometimes especially when I'm working out, I listen to like orchestras, like epic
Really?
Like orchestral epic music, either from movies or games and stuff. So
when I like listening to classic rock when I'm just like walking around or driving.
That's what I like to do.
Like that's what I like to do, but when I'm in the gym, I have a completely different taste in music. It's either alt rock or like some harder stuff like Rage Against the Machine. I hit that band pretty heavily.
I have a better workout when I feel pumped up. So,
yes.
And it's really...
The whole thing is like getting me in a different mindset. Like normally I wouldn't listen to Bulls on Parade just walking down the street on a Wednesday afternoon, but in the gym it's different.
I understand.
It looks like we're running out of time. This is such a minor thing. It's throwing me, the whole thing is throwing me off because
the 11 o'clock
The 11:57, I feel like we're intruding on Brandy Alexander. I know we're not, but whenever I look at it, I'm like, are we supposed to be on right now?
It is, I remember...
And the same thing in my car, too. I get up this morning. I'm like, oh, it's 3 a.m. I got to get ready for work and all that. And I get in my car. It says 4:57. I'm like,
did I black out or something?
What just happened? Like, am I an hour late? Am I going to get fired? Is my career ruined?
No, it's daylight savings yesterday. If you haven't set your clocks back,
you better do it.
You better do it. So
don't be like me.
Don't be like
Don't
Chris.
give yourself a panic attack for no reason. Or just don't be like Chris in general.
Yeah, you seem to be doing something right. You know, you got a good internship. Yeah, and you've like I said, you came on What Are You Doing?
Yeah, I can't.
To which I have to say, we have finally reached the end here. Thank you so much for coming on. I really do appreciate it.
We're gonna get that outro now.
Where is it? Did I not save it here? I didn't. Did I not save it? Whatever. I didn't save it right now. I will have it for you next week, I promise, and for my listeners next week.
All right, sounds good.
And remember, you can listen to What Are You Doing every Monday from 10 to 11. Where can they find you? Can they find you anywhere?
They can find me on Twitter at Tsakonas_Chris, which is the lamest Twitter handle I could have come up with.
Fair enough.
There are a lot of Chris Tsakonas on Twitter, if you can believe it.
Still gets the point across, though. Regardless, thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will see you all next week. Take some of this beautiful, beautiful emotional prism song I do listen to when I work out. Thank you. Please enjoy.